Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, October 23rd, 2025, 6 p.m. I'd like to ask Attorney Litchford if he'd provide our invocation and lead us in our pledge, if everyone would stand, if able.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to come here tonight. For the individuals here that make decisions on behalf of the city, give them wisdom, give them understanding. And Lord, may their decisions be in the best interest of this city. We're thankful for the citizens of this community and that they are involved here with this community. And Lord, that they have picked the people that are in this building here tonight to make decisions to go forward with this city. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you in this time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Ezell.
Here.
Councilmember Witt. Here. City Manager Miller.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the October 9th, 2025 meeting. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review those minutes, and I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion or corrections? See none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Minutes are approved. We'll move to the next item, communications of citizens. This is an opportunity for any citizen to come forward, address the council with any questions, concerns, accolades, and everyone will have up to 5 minutes. And the only one that's signed in is Bob Gilreath. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, City Manager. As a resident of East Ridge, I would just like to express my gratitude and honor of what the event of the fire last night. I'd like to commend our fire department, our police department, and all the other first responders. That's all I have to say. They've done a great job, and I think we should all be proud of them.
Amen.
We've got some of the best.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Gilreath's the only one that's signed in, but if there's anyone else in the audience, now's your opportunity to come forward. All right, I don't see anyone, so we'll move to communications of council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Cagle.
Well, I'd just like to say one thing. We had an icon to die this week in the city of East Ridge, Mr. Phil Osberg.
Yes.
So just keep his family and Joey, his wife, in our prayers.
Awesome. Yes, sir. That's Mayor Tyler.
Yes, the Red Wolves are going to have their final home game of the regular season this Saturday. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. There's going to be fireworks, the CHI Memorial Pink Out, and this is to cap off an exciting season that they've had. They've broken a lot of records this year. They're sitting in the top 4 right now with a win this weekend and a loss from Knoxville. They clinched the championship.
Awesome.
Then they will have the first round of playoffs November 1st at home. So good season for the Red Wolves.
Yeah. Good season for the home team. Thank you, sir. Is that it?
That's it for me. Thank
Okay.
you, Mayor.
Councilmember Witt.
I would just like to say that my heart goes out to all the people that were affected this morning. And, it's thank you again to the fire and the police. And also, I enjoyed the National Night Out. Thank you again for that. It was a happy moment. So.
Thank you. Councilmember Ezell.
I have nothing.
I too want to send thoughts and prayers for everyone that was impacted by the Germantown Gardens apartment fire. So I'd like to ask Chief Williams if you'll come up and give us a little information about that. And thank the East Ridge Fire Department, I believe Chattanooga and Catoosa, and there may be others, but please give us a little update.
Yes, Mayor and Council. This morning around 4:30, we received a phone call for a reported apartment fire at Germantown Gardner Apartments. We immediately started evacuation. Our fire and our police worked hand in hand, made sure everyone was evacuated very rapidly. Fire was coming through the roof upon arrival, so we knew we had fire in the attic. We went ahead and notified mutual aid, requested a second alarm. We received assistance immediately from Chattanooga, Catoosa County, Rossville, Walker County, Tri-Community, Hamilton County Office of Emergency Management, and several other partners in our mutual aid system. With their help and assistance, not only did they work at the fire, but they also covered our stations while we had other calls going on. I think they answered like 5 calls while we had that fire going on. So we have a real good working relationship with Tri-State Mutual Aid. It was proven last night or early this morning, and it was proven on into the daylight hours. But I can't commend the efforts enough from the fire and the police department, the first responders that first arrived on scene. Fire of this magnitude, we could have very easily have seen lives lost. We're very fortunate that we didn't have anyone hurt, both public safety or citizens. So the building itself, of course, it'll be rebuilt. I know that there's a lot of things that people lost, but lives we can't replace. And that's our number one concern. And I think that was everyone's concern that was there, and it was a number one priority.
It was amazing work to your point, to get everyone out and the fire not spread to other buildings. So
It was contained to one
Is
building.
awesome.
The building had about 20 apartments in it. All the apartments were occupied. Were a lot of pets. The pets that were found survived. We didn't find any pets that did not survive. However, we have a lot of pets that are missing. Our animal services has already went ahead and put some stuff on social media, some information that they can be contacted if someone finds any strange pets or loose pets around that area that may go back to the owners of the apartment complex.
again, kudos for all that y'all do. Heroes. Council, any other questions or any? All right, thank you, sir. And then moving on to a little broader note, is yes, we had a great national night out. So I'm going to ask Chief Olson to come up. We had thanks to our police department, our fire department working to make it be a great event, and we had other people contributing. So tell us a little bit about the great night we had.
Yes, the weather looked like it wasn't going to agree with us earlier in the day, but it did clear out, and we had a pretty good turnout. We enjoy being able to meet our community in a social setting like that. So it's not every day that, or there are a lot of times a cop shows up at your door. It's not the most pleasant evening, so we like to meet our community that way. But we do want to thank Mission Barbecue catered. As I believe Jersey Mike supplied some cookies, and I do not know the name of Daniel Beard's Bouncy House Company, but he supplied a really cool cop car for free, and I believe the kids really enjoyed that. But the evening went very well.
Yeah, and then we had the animals from Noah's little ark.
Oh yes, we did have the petting zoo.
Farm animals, yes, and then we always great involvement from JROTC.
Yes.
Helping.
As a matter of fact, I sent them a letter. They always do an outstanding job. They show up, they help us set up all of the tables, and they helped serve food. They went around and just helped all night long. And then of course tore everything down for us at the end.
Oh yeah, they were there.
The kids.
They were helping breaking down in the dark, tables and chairs.
Yes, like I said, I think I'm going to reevaluate that end time next year. It got dark.
Move it up a little bit.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Then of course, Parks and Rec, we have so many activities that are going on in the park and the arena. Always go and check it out, eastridgeparkandrec.com or their Facebook page. Right now, they're actively indoor soccer registration is still open all the way through November the 16th. Then our third annual East Ridge Community Thanksgiving is going to be the 24th, correct? Okay. 8 p.m. Camp Jordan this time at the arena since the community center is being renovated. You can pre-register for the meal, but it's not required. So wanted to mention that. And then I've lost my information on the Christmas parade. I gave it to you, and then I didn't reprint one, but it's going to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving. It's always that. It's going to be greater every year. Here it is. I do see it. 22nd, 6:30. Go ahead, since you're up. I'll let you talk about it.
November 22nd, we will have our annual Christmas parade, which is always the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I sent out reminders this morning again to everybody to get registered. The registration deadline is November 7th, so that we have a few weeks to get the lineup ready and everything else that goes along with the parade, getting candy, getting Santa set to come out. But yes, that will be 6:30, starting on Germantown, that will proceed down Ringo Road and turn onto Tombras.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, that's all I have, so I'll now pass it over to the city manager, Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. This will start off asking Chief Fussleton to come forward. I want him to give an update on the school crossing guards. If you would, please. Thank you.
Yes, on a happy note, well, actually, school was out Monday, so Tuesday, our first new crossing guard started. That was closely coincided with the time our very, very long-standing school crossing guard was able to come back to work. And to remind you, she's been employed by us as a school crossing guard since 1974. So she kind of knows what she's doing. The new guy started on Tuesday, and we actually just hired the third one today.
Awesome.
Be able to get her out and functioning tomorrow and next week. So, and with different school times schools starting at different times, we will utilize them at the middle and high, and then we'll be able to transition those to the elementary schools. Now, to let everybody know, we still have room for one more crossing guard. We're out of viable candidates, so the position's still open if anybody's interested.
One more crossing guard needed.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I want to give a brief update on North Mac Smith Road. That's really taking form. I was out there this afternoon. The expansion lane to the west is pretty well rock and rolled. It's ready for the base. The base should come in the next several weeks. All drainage has been installed. Once the base is applied, they will construct the two islands in the middle of the road that will be kind of in front of Cracker Barrel. The sidewalks are completed on the east side. Curbing is complete except for the corner where Smoothie King and Jersey Mike's is. And the traffic signals is going to be a real bear to take care of. We've got new signals going in because we're widening for 2 lanes to 5 lanes. So that's going to start early November, probably the second week in November. There'll be a myriad of lane changes being made at North Mac Smith Road coming into Ringgold Road, as well as the right turn lane going westbound on Ringgold Road. But we'll have that all pretty well laid out. Give a brief update on the Venue 1921, our multi-purpose. Again, that building is looking great. The restrooms inside are complete except for the sinks and the partitions. Gutters in the downspouts are completed. The drywall in the high bay area, which is the 7,000 square foot main room, that is completed as far as drywall, taped and compounded. One half of it is painted. The other half should be completed by the end of this week. The ceiling in the main room also has been painted black and kind of looks real nice. We're looking forward to that. The installation of the heavy wood on the trim in the outside entranceway is complete at this time. We're still waiting for the doors to come in, but it's really significant. It really shows a real piece of art and a welcoming as a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing looking facility. Pouring of the sidewalks is just about complete. They were doing the north side today. Irrigation they're working on. And the roadway in front of the building is being prepped for paving either next week or the week after. So venue 1921 is coming along. And Councilwoman Witt was out there today kind of looking at parts of it with us, and I know she was happy with what she saw. The community center expansion, a sprinkler system is being installed throughout the building. It should be completed soon. The building expansion area has been excavated to the west. The trenches are dug, the footings and foundations have been poured, and right now they're laying block. So we'll see the format of the new addition to the gymnasium being constructed within the next 3 weeks. The middle of November, the metal building will be coming in, and then we'll start the installation. And that's all I have.
Got a question on North Mac Smith.
Yes.
Do you anticipate any detours, or are we going to still be able to go in and out through
No.
that same entrance?
We'll be going in and out the same entrance.
Okay.
Absolutely, no detours. We
Okay.
can't.
Well, I didn't know if they were going to try to detour around Champy's and by the Whataburger or not, but that's good news. I was just wanted to ask
No,
to see if
no,
there's
we-
any detours planned.
No,
Okay.
no.
Thank you, sir. All right. Well, we'll move into old business. This will be a public hearing for ordinance number 1234, and then we'll have the actual ordinance right thereafter. So, Mr. Osford.
Public hearing for ordinance number 1234, an ordinance adopted for the purpose of amending the City of East Ridge municipal zoning ordinance regulating development within the corporate limits of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to minimize danger to life and property due to flooding and to maintain eligibility for participation in the National Flood Insurance Program.
Thanks, sir. I'll open up this public hearing. Mr. Howell.
Yes,
Wanna
Mayor
brief
and
us?
Council, just for a quick recap on this. So FEMA has completed the comprehensive update to the flood insurance rate maps for the City of East Ridge as part of a nationwide incentive to modernize the flood mapping, to maintain full compliance with the National Flood Insurance Program, and to ensure continued eligibility for federal flood insurance. The city must formally adopt the FIRMS before November 28, 2025. The East Ridge Flood Ordinance has been thoroughly reviewed by FEMA and TEMA and been approved.
Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing, so if there's anyone that is in the audience that would like to come forward, if they have any questions or anything, they're more than welcome at this point in time. I see no one. I'll close this public hearing and we'll move into the actual ordinance.
Ordinance number 1234, an ordinance adopted for the purpose of amending the City of East Ridge, Tennessee municipal zoning ordinance regulating development within the corporate limits of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to minimize danger to life and property due to flooding and to maintain eligibility for participation in the National Flood Insurance Program.
Thanks, sir. This will be the second and final reading. Council, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1234.
Make a motion to accept ordinance number 1234.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Ezell and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion, questions? I won't ask Mr. Howell to repeat what he had just said. Any questions, council? Sit down, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1234 approved, the second and final reading. We'll move to item C, ordinance number 1235.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to amend Title 8, Chapters 1 and 2 of the East Ridge Municipal Code pertaining to intoxicating liquors and beer.
Thanks, sir. This is the second and final reading as well. Ms. Giles.
Yes, Mayor and Council, the Parks and Rec Department is respectively requesting City Council approval for ordinance number 1235, which authorizes the service of alcoholic beverages at venue 1921. It's our newly developed rental space. We've put together packages for council to look at later in the night on the resolution, but with the ordinance, it gives us the chance to go ahead and start booking events and start moving forward with those if the ordinance is approved.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1235.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1235.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
You said that so you could start booking, dates. When is the first date that you're looking at to be ready?
Hopefully, our own inter-city Christmas party. But right now, the soonest that we've had anyone looking is at the end of February right now.
Okay.
So we haven't had any calls for January or the 1st of February, but we also have not started our marketing strategy that our venue manager has already started to put together.
Any other questions, council?
Yes, do
Yes,
we
sir.
have a pricing structure?
Yes, we will have a pricing structure that the city manager
Don't
has
have
already
one now.
approved.
We don't have one now.
We have one that Mr. Miller has approved, yes.
We do not have one for the venue. We have one for the arena and the field, Camp Jordan, but it's not the same.
Okay, much,
Any other questions? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
no,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, ordinance number 1235 approved, second and final reading. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3696.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city to enter into a 5-year maintenance agreement with Train for HVAC services at the East Ridge Animal Shelter.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. The East Ridge Animal Shelter consists of 3 distinct air systems. One we call is the DOAS, and a Train Steer 2, and a Train VRF unit. And I note in here what areas of the animal shelter they actually serve. We have finally got the major contractor, J.C. Curtis, and the HVAC subcontractor, JDC, to take care of all our lists of deficiencies. And believe me, there were about 2 pages single-spaced on this. Took them 4 days to get it, but they have done it. Test and balance has been done on the facility and was successful. So what we need to do now is look at a contract, a maintenance contract with Train. It's a Train system. All 3 of these are Train. One would be a software maintenance agreement, and the other, this would control the systems agreement. Train would come out twice a year, provide updates to the latest versions, and the cost of the initial license is included in the first year. The second one is a mechanical maintenance agreement. That would be for the mechanical systems. Train will provide 2 visits a year, one being an operational inspection, and the other being an annual inspection whereby the air systems would be cleaned and repairs made as needed. So they have them 2 before you, be 5 years. We get kind of a reduced rate if we go 5 years in advance. So this would take effect immediately, as of tomorrow morning when I call and activate it.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3696.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3696.
Second. Oh, sorry.
Very good.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
yes,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3696 approved. We'll move to item E, discussion of mobile food vending ordinance. Oh.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So on the October 9th, 2025, City Council looked at the revision 1 and requested some changes on it. So we now have revision 2, which includes the following. This establishes a 200-foot minimum distance from existing eatery establishments and mobile food vendors measured from the property line. The distance requirements do not apply when mobile food vehicles are located within the overlay district, other than a 5-foot separation between the mobile food units. A new overlay district is also noted, been added to this to the east end of Ringo Road. located at the 6725, 6731, and 6729 Ringo Road. When I look back at the minutes on this, it was noted in there that it said, Mayor and Council said the Mercantile Building. So you don't see the entire parcel in that. So if City Council wishes to put the entire parcel, I will do that for an update on it.
Pursuant to the county maps, 67, 25, 29, and 31 encompasses everything from one end to the other except for Wendy's. Wendy's is out.
That's correct. There is a dividing property line between these two. So if that's the case, if City Council wishes, I will include the entire parcel.
But to your point, you do have 6725 in the fourth bullet. I just noticed that. So that would be that other parcel. So
Correct.
if council wishes.
And lastly was a single location is allowed 4 mobile food vending permits per calendar year.
Council, any questions? This is a discussion time.
So I have a question. So like at the Red Bull Stadium, where they'll have food trucks up there. Is this going to fall under the ordinance as well?
It will. It's a C district as well. Mm-hmm.
So it's not operating under a sports authority. It doesn't have.
No.
Okay.
No.
Unless you want to make that an overlay district.
I mean, maybe the stadium, but I mean, just because they sometimes they don't run their kitchen, they have food trucks out there. And I don't know if it's more than 4 times a year.
I don't have what's council's feeling on that? I mean, that's kind of off the beaten path, and
At that point, you would be encompassing the east end, west end, and middle of
well, we
of
just
East
do the
Ridge, so.
stadium property.
Yeah.
Which would be the stadium and the parking around it.
That works. Yeah.
When I've been there, most of the food trucks are inside the fencing of the stadium.
Yeah, they're kind of like inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in the parking lot.
No.
I don't have a problem with that.
But does that still,
That
still
should-
would,
That should be covered under, if the food trucks are there, that would come under probably the annual permit, Mike.
It would. Now, when eating establishments are developed out in that area, then you would have a problem with this particular ordinance not having an overlay district in there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which if they put one out there for a particular game, that would just be a permit for that, wouldn't it not?
I think it would be, I hate to charge them a permit for one event because they may be, I don't know, 12 games or 14 home games. That would be, times the permit. I think an annual permit to take care of the season would be more appropriate.
That would
Yeah,
take care of inside the gate and outside the gate? The annual permit?
Inside the gate.
Mm-hmm.
The question was if they put one outside the gate for a special game, whatever it might be, a playoff, and they needed a few more.
They would
What does that fall under
individual permit.
for that game?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Am I correct, Mike?
That's correct. Yes.
That's how we have it set up.
That is.
get your answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we gonna add
Any-
that?
Sure, but I believe what you're wanting to do is add it to the other
Would you
two.
want to add an overlay?
Yeah, just for the stadium and the parking lot.
Right.
And the parking lot?
No, we're just doing, I thought we were
Just the
just doing
stadium's fine.
inside.
I mean, because it's.
Yeah, because then you can do the
it's right
special
at the
permit
gate
on the,
there, usually. The little chicken vendor guy.
He's outside.
Okay.
Sometimes it's right next to the ticketing booth there.
So we would add the stadium
Add the stadium.
to the district. We'll make that change and just, we're at the point right now, if it's satisfactory with the city council, is to forward this on to the city attorney to have him consolidate it all into an ordinance, and we bring it back to you for first reading.
I agree for that.
so I always wait and have some questions, and wait the whole mine to the last.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, snow cone trucks and ice cream trucks are also considered food trucks.
Yes.
So if I have a restaurant and I want to then serve some soft ice cream and have a truck or have a snow cone, and it's on my property and it's my restaurant, Still, am I disqualified based on the distance and based on the ordinance?
You would be, they are not listed in the food truck ordinance, so, if city council wishes, we could add your ice cream.
My thought is, if it's my property and I allow it, I don't have a problem with it. If I am,
Would that not be the same as if the Redwood Stadium, you owned it, it's your property?
yes,
You
so we
still
cover
just-
it.
Well, like an ice cream would be more like a canteen truck, because the food's prepared somewhere else.
But it's still listed, canteen trucks are in here. I'm just thinking, if I've got a restaurant and I wanna just do a special event and I wanna give everybody some ice cream, free ice cream, or even sell it, or a snow cone, I mean, I can't do it.
We allow for special events.
You do allow for special events, even with the distance of another restaurant.
Special
We're at
events.
200 feet here, so.
Yeah,
So I'm over here in Pandora, I'm here at Southern Honda, and I wanna bring ice cream in. I can't because I forgot what the name of the restaurant is, where the old KFC used to be.
Yeah, how about you, Grew?
wouldn't be able to do it.
And it's my property.
So are you gonna be selling the ice cream or giving it away?
Well, if
It
you're
doesn't matter, it's still the concept of a food truck being there, right? Or is it actually a sale?
It'd have to be a sale, wouldn't it?
Well, you're actually competing with your brick and mortar, which is actually your Baskin and Robbins and your, the one that's gone up at the corner of
Smoothie.
the old B&B Smoothie King.
I'm just
Direct competition with those that are paying property taxes.
not trying to muddy the water, but I am.
You just muddied it.
I did.
I know where you're coming from, because it's just like last weekend. Snowball stand sitting right up here at the corner of John Ross Road and Ringo Road, underneath the tent.
He's there every weekend.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was the stores or people walk past and said, maybe we sit out here and sell it for the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or for our own need, but
And then to your point, Food City sells food inside. Well, they have a barbecue truck outside. So can they only do that 4 times?
Yes.
And if someone builds a restaurant close, well, I guess there is one already close. You've got Little Caesars, so can you even have it? Is that 200 feet?
That would be a difficult one because you would have an ordinance in place. Now you have new restaurants come in. Would this be grandfathered? You know, that's a very good question.
So I don't want to sound like I'm against
Okay.
the food truck ordinance, but I think there's a lot of things to think about. And I don't have a problem starting one and drafting it, but
Be a lot of amendments.
there's going to be a lot of unintentional consequences is going to happen, and we'll have to then shift left and right to adjust, I think.
I hear you. The whole thing that has stimulated this coming along
I know.
is having food trucks and canteen trucks and that are in competing with those businesses that are brick and mortar that are paying property taxes. And if you have somebody across the street or catty corner that's gonna be selling ice cream, in the same vicinity, outside 200 feet from Baskin and Robbins, you're competing with them.
But that would be a special event, right? But
Special event,
then
yeah.
again,
I mean,
it goes back to the 200 feet deal.
My issue is more that we don't have any control over them. So by having the ordinance, it would give us some control over how they participate in our city.
Yes, right now, you know, we see some on the weekends. That's what I'm hearing. Give us some control on the food trucks.
That is a good point. It does give us control and gives us the ability to regulate it, and then I don't know if we have an option that you can make a executive decision on situations, but I do think it's needed. I just think we're gonna have some speed humps along the drive.
Got to look at all the scenarios,
Yes.
you know?
200 feet pertain to a grand opening?
Right now,
Waters
no, it
continue to
doesn't
get
say
muddy.
that.
Waters are continuing to get muddy. That's all I can say.
All right, now we're shifting it to you, Mr. Attorney. That's gonna be your.
gonna,
Your cart to lead with your ordinance.
I'm gonna have my work cut out on this. I have a lot of amendments to it, but what I'll do is come back at this, how soon do y'all want this?
2030,
2030.
yes.
Did ask, yeah. No, I mean, I'll work on this and get it. One thing that I do generally is when we have these is I try to find other municipalities in similar size and really borrow ideas. And so I started looking, but I'll take what we've had the last few weeks or meetings on this, put this in, and I'll have a presentation for us with Mr. Howell when we come back.
When we come back, as in
I was like
in
2030.
2030?
But gentlemen,
23rd.
just like our attorney said there, you all know I sit there and I look up a lot of stuff. So anyway, I have looked up smaller cities. A lot of smaller cities that one that's got the overlay districts, then anybody else has got to come in and get a permit to put that truck, that snowball stand, that ice cream stand up there. But I never found anybody that had a limit on the number of things that you could do. You know, how many permits you could come in and ask for. So the overlay distance is a good thing, and
It's open.
it's wide open. So then snowball trucks and stuff go down here and top of 6527 Ringo Road and ask if they can put their truck in there this weekend. That's the overlay district. So then they don't have to have a permit. That is the reading that I've been getting.
Annual permit,
They have to have a permit. They just don't have.
That's it.
They don't have to do it.
just annual.
Yes.
But I like to see us stay with just the overlay committee, limited to the two that we've already discussed. And then,
3. You added the stadium.
well, we hadn't added it yet, it hadn't been passed, it's been discussed. So, and then, because the stadium would be basically the same thing is like what everybody said, they own their property. Okay, and I'm like somebody up there said, I can't control what you do on your property, other than, because they've already got a concessions license. They've already got their license to sell hot dogs, hamburgers, and everything else. So if they want to put an extension out here, that's just like a convenience store wanting to come out here and put a trailer out here to cook out of. Correct, Mr. Ezel?
Right.
All right, so then there is what we're getting into with the stadium. So they've already got the license to do it. The convenience stores have already got the license to sell food. So then I still like to see us keep our overlay districts, and anybody else wants to come up here and do the ice cream thing for a grand opening or whatever, have to get that daily permit. Mhm.
Any other comments, discussion?
Well put.
All right. Until 2030. I'm kidding. Think we have something by the end of the year?
Yeah, I'll work as hard as I can to
No
get
rush.
this. And,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right. We'll move to item 9, new business, ordinance number 1236.
An ordinance to the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 416 Donaldson Road, tax map number 156E-L-009, from R1 Residential District to R2 Residential Duplex District.
Thanks, sir. This will be first reading. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council, before the adoption of Municipal Zoning Ordinance 481 in 1989, this existing duplex was a permitted use within its zoning district, which was designated as urban residential at that time. However, after Ordinance 481 was enacted, the structure became legal non-conforming under the new zoning designation of R1 single family. The applicant is now seeking to rezone the parcel from R2 to R2 to bring it to structure into compliance with the zoning regulations. The Planning Commission approved the rezoning request during the October 6, 2025 meeting. The applicant could not be here tonight, by the way, Mayor and Council. He had a previous engagement, so.
All right, thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1236.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1236.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Whit and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If this passes as to the R2 residential duplex district, that will make it available for a short-term vacation rental, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
All right. My other question is, does it have to be owner occupancy on one side of the duplex, or they can rent both sides? Or does it have to be owner occupancy on one side?
For a duplex, it doesn't matter, Mr. Cagle, so it can either be owner occupied or just a non-owner occupied in that aspect, but they still have to go through the permitting requirements to the short-term vacation rental ordinance.
Yeah, I will note, on the duplex, if one side is housed by the owner, that is assessed valuation is 25%. If both sides of the duplex are rented, it's 40% assessed value.
Yeah, regardless of, a duplex is still two single-family dwellings even though if you had an owner staying in one side, it does not allow that owner to automatically allow. That is still a non-owner occupied unit, so.
Well, the reason for that question is, here off of Germantown, when it first came up, the lady that was in here applying for the permit to have short-term vacation, and I think we issued it due to the fact that she was gonna be living in one side and she's gonna be on site maintaining and controlling.
I vaguely remember that one, Jackie, but I
don't recall.
yeah, it was off Germantown.
Yeah, up there behind the church, down in there.
Right. Yeah, I don't quite remember. I do remember going out and looking at that particular unit, but she was living in that unit, I think, at the time. And then she was going to be a non-owner occupied at that point, I believe. And don't hold me to that, but that's been a minute or two.
She was, best I remember, she was kind of using it for a short term for herself. She was going back and forth to Florida, and the neighbors were complaining about her parking her big vehicles there, and so she wasn't going to be there all the time. She was going to be the one
I
renting
gotcha.
them and overseeing them.
You have a better memory than I do, Jackie. I don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
So this is a legal non-conforming, so my question is there any ramifications that it didn't pass? Isn't there some, if they try to do some construction or loan, because I think we've had several come before us and they needed it rezoned for that type of situation. Is that accurate, sir?
Yes, Mayor. So that can come into play. What also can come into play is in the municipal zoning ordinance, if that structure was damaged by fire in excess of a 50%, they can never build back as a duplex on that. It would have to go back as a single family. So, I mean, there are several issues that involve with this not being rezoning to immediate conformity in the district, yeah.
Okay.
And you're also correct, Mayor, in lender approval as well. They want to make sure that if you're going to purchase a structure, it conforms to the zoning district which it sits.
That's a major issue
Yes,
for when
huge.
yeah, and refinancing.
Yes.
I thought so. That's why I wanted to ask. Okay. Any other questions? See none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, ordinance number 1236 passed first reading. We'll move to item B, ordinance number 1237.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations in the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 1438 North Smith Street, tax map number 169L-K-001.01 from RT1 Residential Townhome District to R1 Residential District.
Thank you, sir, and this will be the first reading. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council, I'm sure you guys probably remember this one. This one I do remember. It wasn't too long ago. So, in 2023, this parcel was split zone R1 and C2 and the applicant at that time sought rezoning for RT residential townhome district to permit development of 3 attached townhome units. However, following a change in property ownership, the new owner conducted a detailed review of the site and determined that the existing lot configuration presents significant design and spatial constraints on it. Given these limitations, the applicant has requested the property to be rezoned back to R1 residential district to allow for the construction of a single-family dwelling, which is more compatible with the physical characteristics of the lot and the established pattern of the surrounding development. The proposed R1 designation would reduce the size and intensity use, eliminating the need for shared driveways, clustered parking areas, and ensure that future development aligns with existing neighborhood scale and character. The East Ridge Planning Commission did approve this rezoning.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1237.
Make a motion to accept ordinance number 1237.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Councilmember Ezell and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1237 passed first reading. We'll move to item C, resolution number 3750.
Resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to approve change order requests in an amount not to exceed $85,641 for the community center renovation and expansion project.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. H&K Architects were present at the last meeting of October 9th and reviewed over the change order regarding the roof structure. That was approved by the city council. They also reviewed over the the next 5 listed here, totaling at $85,641. The big ones are your change order number 003A and 003B. One takes care of the perimeter in regard to the trim, the spray foam of both the gymnasium and the existing roof line on the older section of the building. We've got air pockets there that need to be closed up and taken care of, as well as new gutters and downspouts put on the the older section of the building. So this is before you for your consideration for approval.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain the motion for resolution number 3750.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3750.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Just a question.
Sure.
It goes back to the same. When we did our bidding process, did we not know we was gonna do all of this? Change the basketball goals, grind the basketball floor? We just
No.
leave that out?
We did, the basketball goals was something that is a little bit different, but the grinding of the floors, they should have basically looked underneath the bleachers and made sure that there was a difference in the floor elevation there. That's why we had to grind it. It has to be done if we're putting down a brand new
Yeah.
basketball floor. However, should have been looked at, it should have been.
How about the entire perimeter, foam spraying?
That should have been,
That should have been looked at too.
all you had
Because
to
they
do
knew
is
they were
walk.
gonna be doing the building,
I don't disagree with you.
because they got a smaller one up here, it says spray foam, is that spraying top on?
So actually, when you walk it around on the low bays in versus the high bays, high bay being the gymnasium, you'll actually see daylight. And we've got critters coming into it. We're losing heat in the wintertime, air conditioning in the summertime. It's ridiculous. Why wasn't that looked at
They
and
used-
incorporated in with the original design that was bid out? We're paying premium dollar on this. These change orders would have increased the cost of the bid, but not to the significant sense it is today. Whenever you get change orders, you're paying a lot more for that change order, when that change order could have been and should have been incorporated into the original bid.
Then it goes back to, you're stuck with it now, you gotta go with it.
Well, it's kind of ridiculous to put a brand-new floor that we're spending tens of thousands of dollars on and goals, and we've got areas where we walk around and see daylight, and we're losing. It also has a way of humidity getting in there. When we get the humidity in there, we start seeing dew coming down from the ceilings onto the floor. And believe me, when we were doing pickleball over there, we were averaging, what, 1 or 2 injuries a month because people were slipping on the condensation coming from the roof area. It all comes together. You got to encapsulate the building. And this will encapsulate the building. Unfortunately, it's costing us a little more than what it would have been if it would have been incorporated in the original bid.
Well, I think the question was asked at the last council meeting was, this $85,000 here versus 2 or 3 other bids we had with that $85,000 made somebody else low bid. You know, cause now we're adding it to the,
Well, you could basically look at it that way, but on the other hand, too, we're sinking through this grant $1.2 million in this building, and we have deficiencies in the building. So why won't we bring the whole building up to date? Because once we complete that project over there in March or April of 2026, I don't know when that building's ever going to come up again to put in tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars more. We're moving on to the next build project.
well,
So-
we gotta finish it. We have to finish it. I'm not against finishing it.
Right.
It just, upsets me a little bit because, some of these things here should have been caught in the original bid instead of bringing it back to us 11, 12 months later.
And then when you had,
No.
we had, what, 3 people bid on it, I guess, maybe?
No, how many bids do we have on this? 4 or 5 bids, and they were the lowest. Pillar was the lowest by far.
Right, so
And-
my question would be, the guy that was $25,000 higher that we didn't wanna use, did he include any of this?
No, because
See,
it
this-
wasn't in the design.
This wasn't in the design.
These weren't in the design areas. You know,
This is an oversight of HK Architects.
yeah.
Okay.
This was something that they didn't catch when they did
The
the
engine?
design.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a home inspection. Whenever you get a home inspection, you pay $500 to $750. Person comes in and give you a whole list of everything they can find on it. Well, I'm just wondering, why wasn't it done for the community center?
Yeah, that's what upsets me, you know.
Yeah, the flooring I can understand. I mean, you start ripping stuff up and then
You didn't
you
have
never
to-
know what's
the
gonna be
floor-
underneath all that floor. And then most of this cost is Ardex self-level, but I mean, basketball goals. I get it.
The flooring, you know, they knew they were gonna have to add so much concrete to it anyway. So this out here, the elevation out here on the new flooring, they're gonna have to grind down to make it all level anyway. So
Well,
that was kind of an oversight, in my opinion.
we're experiencing the same thing with the town center too. I mean, H&K Architects get involved with change orders with them. When MBI was doing the animal shelter, chief, I don't know, we didn't have too many, if any, change orders on that one. And we did fire station number 2. Mike, did we have any change orders on that one? Few, if any.
Few.
So both of those were new construction. You shouldn't have change orders coming about on new construction.
Right.
And on something like this, especially when you're looking around and you see daylight, why wasn't that
Seen,
seen at the very beginning as an architect?
maybe they walked through there at nighttime.
I've dealt with a lot of architects in my time, believe me, done a lot of buildings.
Any other questions, discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3750 passed. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3751.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing an extension of 33 additional weather days to the contract with Pillar Construction for the Venue 21 at East Ridge project with no additional cost to the city.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller.
Yeah, this is a no money change order. This is days with no attached money to the extension. but they are entitled, it's industry practice, as well as the contract we have. You have a listing on the last page of how many days are allowed per month, how many days were impacted, and the claimable days came out from November 24 to October 25 of 33 days. So the substantial completion date will move from October 27th, 2025 to November 29th, 2025. Substantial completion. And then we go through the punch list, which on this building is going to be, it's going to be long. Punch lists always are when you're talking about a large building like that. I mean, we had 2 pages or 3 pages for the animal shelter, and that was only 5,800 square feet, or 5,800, wasn't it? And this one's 12,000, so I expect a couple more sheets but we'll be on top of it.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3751.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3751.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
I have one question. Is all the electrical, has it been run in by the power board? Water lines have all been run in? Gas
Sir.
lines have all been run
Yes,
in?
sir. Matter of fact, they
Okay.
activated the power the other day. The water's on, the gas is on. No, the gas is not turned on yet, I don't believe. We don't have the connections into the kitchen yet. But power was just done the other day.
So there's no delay on that?
No, that's already in the works, yes.
Any other questions? I have one. Always wait till last. So the 29th, that is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Do you think there's anticipate any other delays due to the holiday with a substantial completion?
Not really, unless we get some unless we come about a rainy month like
So
we
only
did
rain.
in March
Okay.
or April, because right now they're looking at, they got the inside work real well done, but the outside work as far as irrigation, they've got to, the base to place on the parking lot and then the roadway. When we hit a rain, we got probably 2 days because we puddles all over the place over there. Need to draw them out.
I just know that's a weekend after Thanksgiving. If you got a long punch list, I don't want this thing to roll into January.
It goes back to the question I asked earlier about when the first person was gonna be renting it. That-
Right.
We plan on utilizing it for our Christmas party we tentatively scheduled for December 16, Tuesday, it's a week before Christmas. And I know that ASA Engineer is looking, they would like to utilize it for a Christmas party, but as far as booking events, we're probably looking at January 2nd because, we still have a lot of interior work we need to get done, tables, chairs, get all that stuff put together. We should have, the kitchen's coming the 2nd week in November. So all the kitchen equipment, they're finishing up the kitchen. They should be done with the kitchen, I would say, by the end of next week. Complete, ready for us to move the equipment in for the catering kitchen. So it's moving along real well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3751 approved. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3752.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with ACE Engineering for professional services related to the development of a comprehensive stormwater management plan and to proceed with issuing a request for qualifications to solicit professional services to complete the final components of the plan.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'm going to deviate a little bit from what I presented to the council last month in regard to going out for a request for qualifications, RFQ, for consulting service to do a full-fledged stormwater management plan. I've had a lot of conversations with Jeff Sykes. Jeff and I have had in regard to this subject matter. ASA Engineer has a lot of historical and geographical information that they have at this time, having worked with the city at least since 2016 on various projects throughout. They know what we're about. If I go out for an RFQ and hire an engineering firm to do a stormwater master plan out of Nashville or out of Chattanooga, or a firm that we talk to out of Knoxville, we're going to be paying to educate them to learn our city. So the fees are going to be a lot higher if we bring them in and start them from the very beginning. Bringing ASA engineer in, he already has a lot of this information, and the proposal he has presented is a fair one, whereby he would be prepared to undertake a stormwater asset inventory, prepare an assessment ranking of the assets, development of the equivalent residential unit database, and draft a stormwater master plan. Why do we really need a stormwater master plan? Well, it's the same thing that we need. If we want to get a park grant, we have to have an adopted park master program. We need to have an approved stormwater management plan to be able to be eligible to submit for grants under state and federal government for drainage system improvements and enhancements. So that will give us impetus to meet that criteria and be able to hopefully seek some funds. Once the stormwater master plan draft is completed, then at that time we consider going out on an RFQ to finish the process up. That's kind of what I'm proposing at this time, to go with ACE Engineering to start the process of the stormwater asset inventory and then the assessment ranking of the assets. Jeff, you want to add anything to that?
If I can before,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt before you start, but just to give a little background on where we are and how we got here. So
Okay.
this is due to, we've had some
Okay,
we had the most, 7 inches of rain in a
Yeah.
2-hour period. We saw some flooding. This council, we had concerns. We had citizens in here with some drainage issues, and so we're trying to do some analysis of our stormwater system and see what improvements we can get. Also, to your point, where we can get some grant funding to assist us, so it's not a burden to us only and our taxpayers. So I just want to get a little background of where
Okay.
we are, because there may be some
Okay.
that's coming in cold to this, and if you don't
Okay.
mind.
No, not at all. We've had problems with flooding off and on over the years, but the August 12th, 2025 evening at about 5:30, 5:45, really shed a light on our deficiencies as far as stormwater management in our city. We got hit with 6.7 inches of rain, which is unprecedented. I think there's only been one storm in the past 100 years that exceeded that. But we ended up with 6.7 inches of rain in less than 3 hours. Everything became flooded. We had rivers running down, seriously, rivers running down Ringgold Road. Matter of fact, the westbound lane wasn't even drivable when Chief Mike Williams and I were out there watching it. And over where, where's our, I just lost it, our park, Springvale Park, that was about 2 to 3 feet underwater, and kids were actually swimming in it. When the chief and I were over there about 8 or 9 o'clock that evening, our system just was not able to handle it. Of course, any system that you would develop or construct to a 500-year storm, you wouldn't be able to afford it. Most of the storm systems constructed today are at least a 25 to 50-year storm event. We didn't even have that in some areas. So we've had the results we're seeing the following day with a lot of houses that were flooded. We had concrete flumes that had collapsed. We had drainage ditches that the rocks and stones at the sides were washed away. We had drainage ditches in sides of properties and in the city right away, which were washed away. A lot of undermining of some of the streets in some areas. We have undertaken several major repairs. I'll go over them really briefly. Bennett Road Drainage Channel, which was east of South Seminole, the section collapsed. That area was stabilized by the streets crew. That was done. Eastridge Avenue drainage system for that whole street empties and discharges into an inlet in front of 1604 and then goes west to the back of the retention pond of our venue 1921. We are working that right now to alleviate that problem. East Stump Street concrete flume, the whole section on the western end, again collapsed. That is under construction now. Northwest corner Belvoir Crest Drive and Belvoir Drive, the concrete flume there, portions collapsing. That is our next project to undertake. Anderson, east of McBrien Road, there's a dual culvert that comes underneath the shopping center there and the medic clinic at the corner of South Terrace and McBrien. That was 4 feet of material in the middle and 6 feet on the side. That dual culvert underground area has been cleaned out by the property owners, both the one property that where the dual culvert comes out actually is connected to I-24, and also behind
At home?
At Home, yes, At Home in a fireworks store up there. They've cleaned that out. The building official and I were up there last week, took a look at it, did a great job. Took all that debris out, and now the water's gonna flow the way it should and not back up. When it backs up upstream. So we still have a lot of work to do. However, the stormwater management will basically take a look at what inventory we have out there, look at what needs to be done, and categorize, prioritize those projects so we have an idea of where we need to direct our attention to next.
Thank you for giving us more background on how we got here, what we're planning on doing.
This opened our eyes, and we are going to plan accordingly and deal with them over time.
Yes, sir.
I think one of the primary benefits of this is, well, there's a couple of them, but we don't know where the assets are in the city. We don't know if they're on private property, if they're on public property, until we get to those. This gives us the ability to go through and to develop a stormwater management plan with maps so that the city knows where all the assets are and can prioritize them, similar to the resurfacing. If we have failed culverts, we have an old culvert up on Ringgold Road that crosses over to the Methodist Church that eventually one day is going to need to be replaced. But knowing the condition of those, knowing what assets we have that need attention, I think is a big part of this. And right now we don't have anything. When we did the drainage on Ringgold Road, we came across pipe that we didn't know was there. And it was, it's not that the survey missed it, it's just that we had absolutely no maps to start with. TDOT did not have plans from the last time that Ringgold Road was approved that showed the drainage. So this does a few things. Number one, it lets us know where our assets are, what condition they're in, so that we can prioritize projects. It also lets us develop a stormwater management plan, or a SWAMP, that identifies 6 key areas, and part of it's education within the city, part of it is developing the maps, things like that make the city eligible for grant funding from EPA and TDEC, the pass-down funding. City of Lakeside, several other municipalities have gotten grants over the last several years for $1 million here and there in order to make improvements. And then, part of the RFQ going forward would identify where are the critical areas within the city that, need to be prioritized. Once that happens, they'll need this information in order to come up with cost estimates on how much it's going to cost to identify those areas and to make the improvements that will take some of the stormwater offline, and which will have an immediate impact on downstream properties. So I think that, doing this asset, it's going to be required no matter who does it. This way, we're able to do it. We've done a test section where we spent an afternoon basically going out and determining how many assets we can catalog within a day's time to come up with an estimate on how much it will cost to do this and how long. We're thinking it's gonna be between 4 and 6 months. And then there's a few other elements of it as well that will provide immediate assistance, like getting rid of some of the blockages in Spring Creek and West Chickamauga Creek.
I should note that we do have a very conceptual plan, a map that's probably, 3 feet by 5 feet, that pretty well notes where the drainage areas are in the city by blue lines and the highlighted line. But what we don't know is what's one of those or portions of those are drainage ditches, drainage channels, culverts, concrete flumes. We have no idea until we're out there. And we can't categorize those and know what their conditions are unless we go out there and find them and look at them.
And you don't know the depth and the width and the other
We
things
don't know
like
that.
too.
We don't have any of that. All we know is, well, there's a drainage ditch here and there's a drainage ditch there, but we don't know how large it is, if it's a small drainage ditch or is it a major concrete flume, as the one that's behind Commissioner Tyler's or Councilman Tyler's property. We don't know how long that goes to the east, and I know portions of it are gonna end up in an open drainage channel, but I don't know what the condition of that one is. So we need to get all that down and get a handle on what is out there, and then prioritize where the problem areas are, and then we can sectionalize grants or appropriations from our CIP program to do these sections.
Yep.
We have some decisions to make, but we need to have something that's gonna help us make those decisions in the end.
Exactly similar to what we did with our road resurfacing. We done a scan of every road in here, so we needed to determine the health of each one and then
Good way to say it.
address the ones that were in critical need.
Right.
So do we have a timeline about how long this is gonna take, or?
For the initial assessments, the biggest piece, we've got to walk every single neighborhood within the city. There's a lot of ditches, a lot of concrete assets that the city has that are on private property. So we're going to have to get with some of those property owners to get access to them to assess what's not visible from outside of the area. We're thinking 4 to 6 months. Like I said, we did a test run where we had 2 people out in the field. We've got an engineering intern and we've got an inspector. The inspector's there to evaluate the asset, condition it, and then they locate everything with GPS coordinates. We already have the GIS tiles for the city, so basically we already have a map that we're just filling in with the assets that we have. So 4 to 6 months for that aspect of it. Everything else that we have in here, the swamp, I think, is going to be done within that time frame. So really, that's the longest lead item. All the other items would be done within that 4 to 6 months.
So, I guess my question would be, as a kid back in the 60s, early 70s, I played in Spring Creek, the little branch used to be called Anna B. Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of places I was in, they have trees in the middle of the creek now. It's all growed up. Are we gonna be able to dredge and clean it back out for the flow? Because if you don't have, you can clean all these ditches and have a great flow, but when you get to the body, if it ain't got nowhere to go, it still backs up. So are we gonna be able to work on that too?
Well, one of the, part of the scope of work here is to basically kayak from beginning to end, everything that's within the city, identified felled trees, any kind of dammed structures. Getting in there, you've got to have an individual ARAP to really get in the channel and dig. Our goal would be just to identify some of the obstructions, the trees that we can get out without having to do individual ARAPs. Once those obstructions are pulled out, then the channel kind of clears everything out as it goes. But one of the key things is West Chickamauga Creek and also Spring Creek, the 2 major conveyances within the city, is to make sure that those are obstruction-free from, major obstructions. And part of that would be to go identify those, get the GPS coordinates, to go ahead and to photo document those, and then to assist the city with getting a contractor that can get in there and pull that stuff out. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge because you have private property, you have to access to get to the creek in some of those areas, but certainly I think that it's something we can do depending on how many felled trees there are. And that'll be an immediate benefit to the city because every time it rains, you get to those bottom quarters. If it's not flowing correctly and draining out, then it's backing water up.
Right.
That will be an inexpensive fix that you'll see some real benefits.
I'd like to commend you. In the past, you participated in our river rescue, so you have been out there and you know what's in there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we don't have any motion or second. We already asked him questions, so I'll go ahead and ask the question. So did I hear you say that the two creeks will be included in this assessment?
Yes, it is.
Because I've already know that we've got some trees down in some of those that I've reported in the past. Okay. Council, I'll entertain a motion to resolution number 3752.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3752.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any more discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, we're hiring him tonight to go out here to hire somebody else to come in and give us the assessment.
We're doing 100% of this
They're doing
in-house.
the work.
Okay, they're gonna do it, okay?
They're doing
Doing the
this is with
assessment.
ASA. What they're gonna use is, mentioned you're gonna use your interns to do some of the work out there?
That's our goal, is to use one intern and then one constructor, somebody with, that can understand the assets. So those two will start moving through the city streets, 8-point-some-odd miles throughout the city, and catalog everything and use GPS handhelds that will get us within about a foot. And then all of that will be translated to a stormwater map that will show the entire inventory of everything within the city.
We're hiring you to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here on this cost sheet, you said land survey contingency for Ringo Road assets.
Yeah.
Then right down below it, it says land survey and assets. You don't know how much surveying is gonna have to be done. So is this 20,000 confirmed? Cause it says do not exceed.
Well, I'll be honest with you, some of this is a shot in the dark. We did a test area to see how much we can get done in a day. What we did is we put an hourly not to exceed price. Our goal is to report monthly or periodically to let Mr. Miller know how are we proceeding, are we ahead of schedule, behind schedule, so that there won't be surprises in case it takes a little bit longer. The survey really is, all the manholes are really at the edge of pavement or out in the road for Ringgold Road, and so we need two people, one that can get the elevations of the structures that are not visible until you pull the lids, and the other one's going to be to make sure that there's not traffic coming while we're doing that, or to make sure that traffic control is set up, more as a spotter to make sure that, that it's a safe operation. But it is an estimate, Councilman. It is an estimate.
Okay, well, shouldn't we already have this topography because of the multi-module coming down Ringo Road, where we've already got all these pipes in?
We do. So we have the information that we installed. We did an as-built drawing, so we have the information from Kingwood to Tombrus, I believe, or to McBrien. So we have that information. We don't have the information for the rest of Ringo Road, though, and we've tried to get it from TDOT, and they can't find it. So there's just really, we have no information on the city's assets, with the exception of what we've done in the last few years.
As far as the inventorying of the assets, I mean, a lot of questions that keep getting asked is who is responsible for this particular. And the answer from residents and the answer from the city is conflictory. The answer is usually not me, it's yours. And I have a particular giant culvert by my house. And I've seen some of the ones done by residents. It's cinder block and concrete. This is a gigantic concrete structure that was
Concrete flume.
by a professional crew. I don't think it was done by a resident.
No, it was done, it was constructed by the developer back in the 50s, and the plat specifically reads, because I sent a letter to that individual, the plat says that the city's not responsible for that easement. Property owner is. All the plats basically have that same statement. And a matter of fact, talking to Mike, he handles the plats to me. I've talked to Autumn, what's her last name? Friday at, she oversees the water quality for Hamilton County. She says that 80-90% of the plats in Chattanooga and East Ridge all had that same. They were the concrete flumes were constructed by the developer at the time the subdivisions were constructed and developed. And they all have that same wording on it, one after another after another. The decision of the council, when we do all this, get all this inventory, is to take a look and make a decision on whether or not you want to take them over. But right now, they are, per the plat, they are the responsibility of the property owner.
So there are about 7 different storm drains that run into this thing, and the city has replaced the concrete cover on one of these. I mean, is the storm drain itself property
The
of the
storm
city?
drain, it says specifically, the city is only responsible for what is in the right of way.
Okay, so yeah. Well, I mean,
So if it's in the right of way, these flumes that I read off, the concrete flume on Bennett Road, the concrete flume at the corner of Belvoir Crest Drive, the concrete flume at Stump Street, they're all within our right of way, 100% in our right of way, our responsibility.
so all of these other ones are.
If they're on the side or if they're in the rear, if they're not in the city right of way, they are the responsibility of the property owner. That's per the plat.
The responsibility of the property owner.
Yes, sir.
The
Am I
majority
correct,
of,
Mike?
the majority of the assets that we've seen that are improvements, not just a natural conveyance, but a concrete ditch or a U-channel with retaining walls on the side. There's some very large ones that are on private property.
I own
Did
one
go
of
back-
those.
Yeah.
Yes, he
I
was
own one of
mine.
those.
We did go back and look to see if any drainage easements were recorded or any right-of-way, and there's, the majority of them, there is absolutely no legal access, with the exception, I mean, they belong to the property owner.
Well, kudos to whoever built that thing. If it was built in the 50s, as they're saying, it did its job. It did a good job.
Well, yeah, but now,
But,
now, 60 years,
past
60
that
years,
concrete flume,
yeah.
I've lost about 4 feet of my yard in the last 10 years from all that water rushing back there, and it's not really clear who owns what of that giant ditch behind my house. Is this going to be establishing ownership of these? I mean, because that ditch behind my house is 12 feet wide. I couldn't tell you where my property ends and my neighbor's begins. Is this going to get us in that general direction?
Here's my opinion on the matter. Obviously, part of this is illegal. There's some of the conveyances within the city that, if they fail, they can be catastrophic to the upstream properties. And so, in my opinion, the city wants to have some control of that. Now, I would imagine, and we've had some discussions, no real resolution to it yet, that once the stormwater management plan is done and once the consultant comes in and has identified some of the major areas within the city that need to be addressed, that really will have that trickle-down effect, that domino effect, and help property owners down the road. Part of that is going to be, having to establish some kind of access to that. I think that that's going to be something that's important to do, but really that's outside of my.
Yeah, this
That's a
assessment.
That's a
assessment.
legal decision.
That's a decision the city council's gonna have to make.
Yeah.
But our thought being is that once we identify those projects, then we can address some of those on a case-by-case basis, rather than going through and saying, okay, we've got 5 miles of this U-channel ditch that runs through all these yards, and saying that we need to get, some kind of a temporary or permanent drainage easement. And the survey work that goes along with the title, the conveyances of the property and everything with it will be exorbitant. So they can be included in the individual capital projects as they come, rather than going through and trying to figure all of that out on the front end.
Sure. Well, I've seen some encouragement, actions from my neighbors. The leaves and the brush is now in the front yard, would get picked up by the city and not being thrown in the ditch back there. I think
That helps.
that helps, and it definitely is going to have a positive impact on the people downstream, like the gentleman who came here off of Madonna, who got just absolutely crushed. And so this is positive, but I agree with your opinion that having some sort of enforcement mechanism to keep people from hurting those that are downstream is probably going to be important going forward. So I appreciate your efforts, and you're allowed to use my yard anytime. Come jump in that ditch back there and take a look for me.
Yeah, but this assessment will get us to
David,
analyze it, and then we can make a decision at a council level. What arteries is critical to the flow? Do we want to take those up? And, but I do think, to your point, and it made me think, I think it's a great time with the fall and the leaves falling. We do some public notifications that You need to put your leaves on the road, don't put them in a ditch.
Public
And
service
part of that
announcement.
swamp is education. One of
Yes.
the 6 requirements is education, both on water quality, but that's also on water volume.
Well, I'd say the
Exactly.
one behind my house is pretty major. If you follow it to its eventual conclusion, it's what backed up over there on 24. So,
Well, I'm curious, you're talking about the concrete flume that goes across Fountain.
that's a big, nice.
I mean, there's a, you have a walking bridge across it. Did that
Yes.
ever
The
used to
bridge
be a
is newer
road?
than the culvert.
Yes, but did that ever used to be a road?
It's never been a road.
No.
The developer did not want it
Never
to be a
connected.
road.
No,
Never
Um,
connected.
nope.
Because it makes you wonder,
It does make you wonder.
yes, if they just, if it ever used to be and then they decided not to rebuild the bridge.
Well, I think the developer was my neighbor, and his granddaughter lives in that house now.
Oh, okay.
And so I do have, on occasion, an opportunity to speak with this gentleman, and I think I'll get some more clarification. But his idea was to keep that road a dead end because he was going to live there,
Okay.
and he didn't want through traffic there, and he fought the city about it, and now we have this issue.
So is he the one that built that concrete flume?
I'm going to find out.
All right, council, any other discussion? Great discussion, but roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution 3752 approved. We'll move to item F, resolution number 3753.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the acceptance of the fiscal year 2026 Tennessee American Water Firefighter Support Grant.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
Yes, Mayor and Council. City Administration is asking for the approval to accept the fiscal year 26 Tennessee American Water Fire Support Grant tonight. It's in support of 6 Motorola batteries that were purchased for department-issued radios in our East Ridge Fire Rescue Department. And I believe Tennessee American Water is here tonight to do a check presentation photo.
Awesome.
Come on up.
Didn't realize that. Shouldn't have made her wait so long.
Yeah. You want to get your picture taken? You got a check.
Okay, let's go ahead and, while we're waiting on this, I'll entertain a motion for 3753. Then we'll bring her up.
I make a
Bring them up.
motion to approve 3753.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion? So none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution 3753 approved, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you. So come on up. Council, do you want to come down? We can get our picture made.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, we should have moved you up the agenda. You have to sit through all that?
Did you find out anything on that beer thing I asked you about?
Thank you, guys.
Why didn't you come back? I wasn't even looking. I was worried about the reflection off my head. Where'd they go?
I saw her here earlier, but I think she talked to Mike.
They just showed up. I didn't know they were coming.
All right, we're gonna move to item G, resolution number 3754.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing acceptance of the fiscal year 2026 Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Grant.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
Yes, Mayor and Council. City Administration is asking for the approval for the fiscal year 26 Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Grant. This grant will be used to reimburse the city on expenditures associated with the surveillance and security system that will be installed at Venue 1921.
Thank you, sir. Council, entertain a motion for resolution number 3754.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3754.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3754 approved, and we appreciate Public Entity Partners for that.
Sure.
We'll move to item H, resolution number 3755.
Resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing acceptance of the fiscal year 2026 Hamilton County Leaning Into Community Grant for Phase 1 of the Springvale Park redevelopment project and committing local matching funds.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
Yes, sir. Mayor and Council, City Administration is requesting approval for the fiscal year 20 communities leaning into communities grant. This grant was awarded to the city on October the 15th by the Hamilton County Commission, led by Commissioner Mike Chauncey, in the amount of $250,000 to support the redevelopment initiatives at Springvale Park. In addition to the $250,000 from the county, it is a required match. The city provide $250,000 as well for a total budget of $500,000. And the Phase 1 improvements proposed for this project would be a newly constructed and expanded dog park, ADA compliant restroom facility, paved walking trails with ADA access, lighting, security, and signage upgrades, and parking lot repairs to the existing.
Thank you, sir. Council, entertain a motion for resolution number 3755.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3755.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Says here phase 1, so what's phase 2 going to consist of?
So in the council agenda for the last meeting, there was a strategic plan included for the Springvale Park redevelopment. There were proposed pickleball courts and a potential for pavilions and or playground facility on the adjacent properties on the east side of Springvale Road. Unfortunately, the pickleball courts were not able to be fit into the first round budget, and second of all, we ran into some issues with the building requirements due to the property being purchased with FEMA funding several years ago. So Phase 1 are the outlined options. Phase 2 could potentially include a playground facility, secondary parking area if needed, and then potential upgrades to signage, fencing, or any other things that we might run into along the process.
Pickleball courts are out.
So in this phase 1, each item listed here, they have to be voted on? I mean, because I don't want a dog park, we all know that. But it's part of phase 1. But do we come back and vote whether we want a dog park or whether we just want a walking track? I'm asking a question.
Yes, the grant that we put in for includes the dog park. That's the main project over there, the dog park.
We haven't voted to have a dog park there yet. What I'm saying is, do we come back and discuss and vote on that?
No.
Because back when you voted for this dog park back here, if I'm not mistaken, it was voted no on Springvale and voted yes for back here. So
I was not here. That was when I was not here. That's when Cameron McAllister was not present. So I'm not sure what happened back then. But I do know that this project was included in the adopted January 2024 Parks and Recreation Master Plan. And Springville Park specifically, has a dog park. We talked about this at the August 14th, 2025 meeting, whereby resolution number 3722 basically about the community's grant application for Hamilton County government for Phase 1 of the Springville Park redevelopment project and committing local matching funds. At that time, the dog park was part of that. So,
No doubt.
okay, so that's, we put in for the grant and we were approved for the grant. So the main component of this grant is the dog park.
But my question is, haven't you already voted yes or no to put a dog park there and it got voted down?
What happened back then was, it was originally intended to be in Springville. We had a commissioner and among other commissioner, council member Chauncey advocated to have it brought here. And the council, majority of it agreed, and it was then moved here. So there was no vote not to put it there. The vote was to move it here.
Correct.
It's a
And
different grant.
I will clarify that we have copies of the records for the original grant application that paid for the dog park, and there was an amendment filed with the grantor, which was the Boyd Foundation, since the application was approved for $25,000 for Springville Park.
So it was voted on and approved there, but then we had to amend it whenever it was moved up here.
So are we gonna treat this the same as we do the animal shelter? If the people in the house right there and the one on the end, if they complain about noise, we're gonna go in and spend money and figure out how we can stop that noise? Like we did over here. Just a question.
I don't have an answer to that, except to say that that noise wall, I was expecting a lot more from it. It did reduce the decibel. It did. It took it down from, Chief, what was it, 100 and some? Which is about 65 to 70. High 50s, okay. So it did work. I was expecting it to do a lot more than that.
So I'll go back to my question, are we gonna treat that neighborhood the same as this neighborhood? We're gonna build stuff to keep the noise level down, so it don't disturb him right there in his front yard? That gets into a lot of money.
I can't say.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't say.
Are dogs currently allowed at Springville Park right now as is?
Yes,
Yes.
it's an open public
Yard.
park.
Open,
Park, yeah.
but they have to walk them on a leash. They can't, no dogs are allowed to run at large.
Yeah, and I think there's sign that says something to that effect somewhere.
I
over
believe so.
I mean, you know,
I can be honest, we have this dog park out here, and it's very active. And since I've been here almost 3 years, I haven't had any complaints from any of the residents around,
I'm just asking.
but up to complain about barking dogs.
you know, and then we have the ability we can control the hours of operation.
Yeah, we do.
You know, if we want to say it's dusk to dawn or whatever, I mean, or the other way around.
There you go.
Yeah. So this has been accepted, well, it's not been accepted, but it has been approved by the county commission. So this acceptance then accepts the $250,000 for these items identified here.
And appropriate the 250.
Any other questions?
Do we have the 250,000 without borrowing or getting it out of general fund or?
It'd be coming out of the fund balance. Capital improvement, the capital improvement fund balance.
Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Diedrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
No.
Councilmember Azell?
No.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3755 approved. We'll move to item I, resolution number 3756.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the acceptance of a donation from the Chattanooga Track Club to benefit the East Ridge Fire Department.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mayor and
Chief Williams.
Council. The fire department is requesting that the Mayor and Council accept a donation from the Chattanooga Track Club to benefit the East Ridge Fire Department in the amount of $250. We do standbys typically in September for the local schools, doing medical standby in Camp Jordan, where we have about 4,000 kids attend each day for those events. What we'll do is we'll take this amount, if the council approves it, and we will replenish our medical supplies on our side-by-side there for the park activities.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3756.
Make a motion to accept resolution number 3756.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Ezel and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3756 approved. We'll move to item J, resolution number 3757.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to amend the observance of paid holidays for 2025 Christmas holidays.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Miller.
Yes, thank you. Paid holidays pursuant to our human resources regulations is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and that this year would be 24th and 25th, which is actually a Wednesday and a Thursday. And what we're asking is so we can give the employees a 4-day weekend over Christmas. We're asking that Wednesday the 24th be switched with Friday the 26th. So they'll have the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 4 days off.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3757.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3757.
Second.
A motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Ezel. Do we have any discussion?
I have one question.
Sir.
Something we've always run into before. Is the landfill gonna be open Christmas Eve for us to dump?
I don't have an answer to that.
Good question.
It is a good question, yeah. I'll have to check, and we'll have to do our schedule accordingly.
And usually the landfill takes the Friday after. We've run into that before.
So if that's the way it
So-
is, it'll be easier for us to do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday than to do a Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Do for the holiday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, yeah. So, I hate to bring up that, but,
No, you're right.
but we've run into that
We'll
before.
have to check on that. Remind me at staff if you would on Monday. Thank you.
Good question. All right. If no other questions, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Well, I'd like to amend it to where if the landfill didn't open, we take the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. If the landfill is not open on the 23rd for us to dump, because then we're gonna go out, fill our trucks up, we may not be
No,
through
we
with our
can't.
route.
We have to dump. We can't let it sit.
Oh, I know it, but where are we gonna dump them if they're not open? That's what I'm saying. If the landfill's not open on the 23rd,
So you're saying
because they normally
If
take
it's not-
Christmas Eve.
that would be an amendment to this motion then, would
Yes,
it
sir.
not? If you
Yes.
would
Yes, sir, that's
motion
what I
to-
said.
To make it 5 days instead of 4.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, make it an amendment to,
Okay.
yeah, for the 23rd, 24th, 25th.
If the
For the
landfill's not,
holiday, if the landfill
Just close.
is not open on the 23rd
got it.
for us to dump.
Well, can I rescind my vote and then,
You to
we
re-
can allow your motion?
For, you have to rescind your motion.
You have to approve the amendment first and then.
We're in the middle of voting. How does this work?
The second would have to withdraw, then the
Well,
first.
Whoa, we already voted.
we were in the process of voting.
It's done.
Um,
To fight, or isn't it?
The motion
No.
was made, and then you asked if there's any questions, and I had a
Yes,
question,
yes, you're right.
so we hadn't voted.
So you'd have to vote on the amendment first and then the
yeah,
resolution,
so we need a
correct?
second on his. I mean, we can just amend it, or if you want to just rescind.
Can,
Well, we can amend.
Okay, okay.
so what are you amending?
I'd like to amend the resolution we've got here, state that we will take the 23rd, 24th, and 25th depending on whether the landfill is closed on the 23rd. If they're closed, we have no place to dump.
Right.
So we have to,
So the 23rd is a Tuesday.
it's Wednesday,
Wednesday, 23rd.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm looking at December. 23rd is a Tuesday, unless my calendar's wrong.
24th.
24th,
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, Christmas
Okay,
and the day
because you
after.
got a Tuesday, you got the
Yeah.
23rd in there, so you're talking
I'm sorry.
24th, 25th, and
I'm
26th.
sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we have to do another amendment.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying depending upon the
Landfill. being
landfill
open.
schedule,
Mhm.
that you're then saying do the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So they'll have an extra day.
That's,
Yes, sir.
that's correct.
It'll be an extra
The
day.
landfill is closed, we'll get Wednesday off, 24th.
Okay. You making that motion?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll second it.
All right, we got a motion to add an extra day, which is Christmas Eve. We're still gonna have the Friday off. So we got a motion for Councilmember Cagle and a second by Councilmember Ezell. And that's dependent upon the landfill.
Right.
Got it?
I just want to be sure. So the resolution would be that the holiday schedule would be amended to have the 25th and 26th, and if the landfill is closed on the 24th, then it would be the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
The amendment would then be the 24th.
Okay. Just
You
wanted
got
to be
it.
sure.
So, just for clarification, would this add an additional paid day off, or is this?
Yeah, that's another question.
This would be an additional holiday for 2025 for the employees.
Okay.
How does it affect your employees that have to work?
Same
Police,
same
fire.
as taking the holiday off. Police and fire, they don't have days.
I know they don't have days off, so they get extra pay?
They do get extra pay, yes.
Okay, just as long as they get extra pay.
All right, got a motion, got a second. Any other discussion on the amendment? All right, we're voting on the amendment. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes,
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Now we're voting on Resolution 3757 as amended. Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
yes,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt, Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution 3757 passed, approved as amended. We'll move to item K, resolution number 3758.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council canceling the December 25th, 2025 City Council meeting.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Miller,
Oh, you want to handle
or
this?
do you want me to do this?
Go ahead.
All right. So, Christmas Day falls on our fourth Thursday of the month in December. So that would be a normal council day. So, we assumed that this body would not want to meet Christmas evening. So I will entertain a motion if you're willing to cancel the December 25th meeting.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3758 and cancel the meeting. Is that the way I want to do it?
That sounds fine to me.
Okay,
Is that good with you, Ms. Dietrich?
Yes, thank you.
you're welcome.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
yes,
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes,
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution 3758 approved. We'll move. I'm pausing. I don't know if I want to read this one. Move to item L, discussion of the recruitment and selection of city manager.
Yes, as you're aware, I have elected not to extend my contract past, when it comes due, later part of January. It's been a good ride. I've enjoyed it all for 45 years as a manager, and it's time to change, do something different in life. So, I do want to stick around and assist the city in the recruitment and selection of a city manager, or at least the recruitment part of it. This actual selection of the city manager is going to be done by the city council. I've provided 4 options. These are the options that are available. However, the one option to retain the assistance of MTAS along with employing the services of our HR director and myself to fulfill this mission. What the schedule would be looking like is we would get in your approval tonight to advertise starting Monday. We would be advertising from October 27th to November 26th. The resumes that would come in would be reviewed by MTAS representative and the HR director and myself. We would review and narrow the candidates down to, let's say, the top 5 to 7 candidates, or give you 7 to 10 candidates, and let you decide which one you feel you would like to bring in for an interview. And we would schedule the interviews sometime in January, mid to late January.
Thank you, sir. Council?
I think we're, out of these 4 options, do the same as we did the last time. Send it out. I think we ended up with about 30 people last time, and they went through them and narrowed it down to 5 or 6, and those came before council, and we asked them questions.
Yeah.
That would be what you're doing, isn't it?
We're gonna narrow, if we get 30 applicants, we would narrow them down to the top 5 to 7, the best candidates of there. I do want to throw in a recommendation. If you look at the MTAS information that they sent on the 3rd page, halfway down, it has options for interviews. You know, since I've been in this profession since 1974, excluding my 4 years retirement, done a lot of interviews in my time, and I would recommend that the city, when they interview, do number one, a one-on-one interviews with the council members. So if you bring 5 people in, each one of those candidates would have a one-on-one interview with you, and then I would recommend that you have a group interview with the city council. I've had that happen on several occasions in some of the interview processes, other than just coming in and having an interview with the total council. This gives you that ability to have one-on-one and ask them the questions that you want to ask. Just a recommendation. I will not be part of the group interviews or the one-on-one interviews. We will provide, our assignment will be to provide you with the top 5 to 7 candidates that we feel would represent good city manager position for East Ridge, and then they will come before you and you'll make that top selection.
Could you finish? I said I'll let you finish if you still have some questions, because I'm going to ask one.
Besides this, and I guess we could do it at the December, our one meeting, but there'll have to be a motion made, I believe, maybe just for the record, to have him stay on, I guess at the monthly. It wouldn't be a signed contract for the year. So we would have to
Yeah, the
do that.
22nd would be the second meeting where my contract would come up. And I think at that meeting, if we don't have somebody that's on board by then, I'm willing to stay. I've told the department directors, I'll be in town. I'm not going to another job. You can basically see me in February standing behind the welcome counters at CHI Memorial Hospital and being pushing carts and taking paperwork from one area to the other.
So his contract doesn't expire
I'm
until
sorry?
January, so we could do this early in the first part of January,
Yeah,
Okay.
to do a month or whatever,
yeah,
month by month,
would be
whatever.
fine.
Anything else?
No.
So, are you recommending utilizing MTAS to kicking this off and starting this, and then handing them off because I
No.
do want your input.
Oh, yes, the schedule is we'll advertise, we have the advertisement done. We're set and ready to put it out tomorrow. Basically the same, however, we made a couple changes in that. We'll accept them until November 26th, and then at that time, the following week, I'll start my review.
Okay.
HR will start their review. MTAS representative will start their review. Then we'll meet and come up with our top
Okay.
5 to 7 candidates that we want to bring before. We may even do some vetting at that time too, just to make sure that they are who they say.
Okay, so you're engaging MTS as well, and then you're involved in the interviews? Both?
I'm involved with, yes,
Okay,
yes, and we may even have Zoom interviews instead of bringing them in. The 3 or 4 of us will do a Zoom interview with them with some questions so we can at least be able to vet some of it.
yeah, at least for the ones that are long distance.
Right.
Okay.
So if
Question.
we go with MTask, Michelle, Mr. Miller, then can we do away with the commission board consisting of
Oh,
city-
yeah.
other city managers?
No.
Okay, we're doing away with that.
Yes, we're doing the third
Okay.
one, retain the assistants. That's the option I'm
Okay.
recommending.
Bullet number 3. That's kind of what I was asking, but
Yeah,
you got to the
because it
point
says
quicker
to
than I
utilize
did.
all of these way I read it, so.
Any other questions?
Folks, this is no easy task. I've been through it.
Yeah, I've been through it too. He's been through it more than me.
Yeah, this is no easy task. I mean, you get 30, 35, you gotta go through, you gotta make decisions, you gotta, but it's like I did, I called and got references. Well, people don't always tell you the truth on the references. I've had to apologize to Mr. Miller time after time because of references. So, there you go, you just gotta take your gut feeling and go with it.
All right, so this is a discussion item, but I think we need to get like a consensus on the third bullet of the
Yeah, I
the
mean, you can
process.
take, yeah, I mean, y'all can express, and if you want to take a vote, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't
I
think,
mean, I think it's,
everyone good with the third bullet?
I appreciate Mr. Miller willing to do this. I'll just
Yes,
be honest.
me too. Well,
I'm still a resident.
all right,
Okay.
good to go?
Yep, good to go. Thank
All
you.
right, no, thank you. That's the last item we have on the regular agenda. So we'll move to the discussion of the tentative agenda for November the 13th. And under old business, be a public hearing for ordinance number 1236. That's where we had the R2, R1 residential district rezoned to R2. Duplex district, any questions, council? It was earlier this meeting. And then that'd be the public hearing, and then the ordinance for that. And then you have a public hearing and ordinance for the townhome district, R1, RT1 going to R1. That would be the second final reading there, which was approved earlier today as well. Any questions? I see none. Now, under new business, an unnumbered ordinance, an ordinance of the City of East Ridge Council to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget ordinance number 1226 by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds. This will be first reading. I believe this will be Ms. Qualls.
Yes, we will be amending it to reflect the grant that we just accepted, the $250,000 one. We had anticipated that we might get the American Water, so we already have it in the budget. And then also, if y'all remember, a couple of years ago, we ordered a new engine, not the ladder truck, but a new engine. And the chief and assistant chief are going up for some of the final reviews, so we'll be paying for it. And so we'll have I'm gonna amend the budget for the balance that is due.
Take it around, council. Any questions? See none. The next item is an unnumbered resolution. The resolution of the City of East Ridge Council approving the interlocal agreement for the City of East Ridge to provide fire and police services to the City of Reedside. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. Our agreement that goes back to June 24th of 2021 provided a 4% increase for the period July 1st, 22 to June 30th, 23, and then July 1st, 23 to June 30th, 24. However, after that, there was no mention of cost of living increase for fiscal years after June 30th of 2024. Contract originally says that any changes to the contract must be made at least 6 months prior. Since this comes due in June, we have to make changes to the agreement before December 31st. That in order to take effect July 1st of 2026. So 6 months prior. So I've already talked to Mayor Katie and informed her that the cost of living would probably be at least 4%. So that would be something that would have to be involved in this resolution as an addendum to the interlocal agreement for police and fire service between the two cities, governmental entities. Right now, the current fiscal year that we're in now, July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, Ridgeside is paying East Ridge $86,703 for police services and $39,417 for fire services.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions?
I do.
Yes, sir.
The fire department budget, how much has it increased? Percentage-wise?
I don't have those increases from me. I can get those.
How much was the police department increased too, so?
Well, I can say that for the month of September, we only had one call. So I think last year we were looking at, I think it was what, 25 to 30 calls? I'm going to have all that information for you at the next council meeting.
I think, just right off the top of my head, Councilman, we average about 13 to 17 calls a year over there. Since county EMS has picked up a lot of medical calls, we don't respond over there unless it's true life-threatening or it's a citizen assist. And of course, we do answer fire alarms, but the call load for our department appears to have gone down.
You mentioned the county, the EMTs. Is it Hampton County that we've got out here
Hampton County also provides services to them as well.
at no cost?
I think that they get their money basically on the agreement that we paid first 4 years of the changeover. Yeah. But I don't think that there's been an increase.
Yeah, when you're bringing that subject up, there is a bill that we are going to fight, the Small Cities Coalition, just to be an update, that would allow the county to charge the cities a fee for ambulance services. We've already paid our 4 years of $179,000 for 4 years. We are paid into the system. But this bill would allow fire departments, countywide, so forth, throughout the state to charge a fee for ambulance services. And I think that, as a Small City Coalition, has taken a position on a position paper we've drafted that this is double taxation because our people are paying county tax for EMS and the property tax for fire, but unincorporated, they've got that in the county tax now. So it's a problem. It's a double taxation issue as far as we're concerned, but we're gonna fight it. But that could be coming down the pike next year.
See, I was questioning what we paid the fire people for the ambulance service. And, so you're saying now we're paid up, we don't owe them a yearly membership ever?
Right, our last payment was January of 2025. This past January, we paid 4 years. And we did, I know that Red Bank did this about a decade to a decade and a half ago. They did their 4 years, and I'm not sure about some of the other cities, but we did our 4 years. After that, we're supposed to get it as part of our county taxes.
Chief Williams can clarify anything I say wrong, but when we opted in, there is that 4-year period that they charge because they establish a location, they have to buy additional equipment, and they have to hire a new fireman, or not fireman, but EMS. So that's why they charge us for 4 years, and then that charge goes away, and it's just included in our county taxes. Did I say that correct?
Correct. What they did is they went ahead and established a, station here in East Ridge. They're a station of Waterhouse. They originally started out in our fire station. We charged them a certain amount, as a renter at the time, basically paying for that service to help them get on their feet, to get the service changed over from private services to the county service. So once the 4 years is done, in that 4-year time, they had to establish a permanent station in East Ridge, and they've done that. Now the bill has come up about them being able to charge us. That's where we've discussed about the double taxation, because we've been paying taxes for a county service that we weren't getting for many years.
And that's a bill that's gonna come up in the legislation.
Coalition thing. By us furnishing them fire and police protection, well, then that comes with EMTs, medical thing, then Hamilton County goes over there, are they gonna be charging us for every trip they go to the city of Ridgeside, or are they gonna be charging the city of Ridgeside?
The law, as I read it right now, would be based on the amount of dollars that they're short. They would have to say, okay, let's say right now we know from Mike's discussions with Hamilton County, they're about $2 million short.
I'm not hearing anything at all.
Is it more than that?
That's correct.
About 2 million? They would have to make up that alpha. So if they come out and say they're 2 million short, it would be based on the population.
So they'll be charging city of Ridgeside.
It would be based on our
for every ambulance that
yeah,
goes
let's
over
say
there
they come up
standby.
with whatever that figure is, it would be per population. So we would be paying them, Chattanooga, I don't think is involved. They have their own, do they not?
I'm not sure.
Huh?
I'm not sure on the number.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, if they, all the cities would have to pay. So Chattanooga would pay the most. Of the small cities, we would pay the most. And then Saudi Daisy, Red Bank, and Collegedale kind of follow us.
Anyone
the
that
question is, by us furnishing that city of Ridgeside and our Hamilton County ambulance going to the city of Ridgeside, are they gonna be charging us for that trip, or are they gonna be charging the city of Ridgeside?
They'll be charging the city of Ridgeside per the law.
Okay.
Yes, all cities. Yes, and Ridgeside is a defined city, so they would be paying based on population. What's their population, 449, 450?
Not much.
Last year it was 447. We're at pushing 23,000.
I just know majority of our calls is over there to help the elderly get up out of the floor.
Any other questions?
No.
All right, the next item is an unnumbered resolution, a resolution of East Ridge City Council setting forth conditions of the sale and service and/or consumption of wine, alcohol, and beer at venue 1921 East Ridge. Ms. Coles.
Yes, Mayor and Council. This resolution establishes guidelines for the consumption and regulation of the alcoholic beverages at venue 1921. It will, in section 1, it'll do the definitions of everything that we're gonna do. In section 2, it will be the consumption of the alcoholic beverages, the application fee for special permits, the review and application and approval by the city manager, the non-refundable application fee for the alcohol, compliance laws, conditions from permits, and then the hold harmless and liability. City Attorney, Mr. Litchford, put this together for us based on everything that we plan to make sure that we're held accountable for over at the venue. Also, Tara Veland, our event manager, and I worked on a alcohol service standards and policy packet so that you could review that between now and the next council meeting, too, that we did include in the packet.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, any questions? No questions? All right. We'll move to the next item, and then the resolution for the East Ridge City Council memorializing an appointment by Council Member Jeff Ezel to the East Ridge Beer Board.
You skipped D.
I did. I marked it. I marked it ahead of time, didn't I? I guess I'm trying to rush through this. Thank you. D, a resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a bid for in-car tablets and mounting solutions for the East Ridge Police Department. Thank you for catching me.
Yes, Mayor and Council, we did published a request for bids on this. This is for 10 tablets that will be used in frontline officers' vehicles. The total purchase price for the tablets, keyboards, and the mounting solutions will be $40,128.20. If I am correct, I believe this is, it was in the current budget and should come out of the drug fund.
Right.
Thanks, sir. Council, any questions?
Didn't we just several months back get some tablets and keep?
In last year's budget, we got 10. We're trying to put them on a cycle where we're estimating they last. I'm told I'm being very hopeful that laptops last 5 years, but that's what we've got them budgeted to basically have on a 5-year replacement cycle.
Okay.
Any other questions? I see none. Thank you, sir. Now I'll go to the last one. Mr. Ezel, you will be asked to appoint someone to the beer board. Okay. That is the last item we have on the agenda, unless I missed something else, which I don't think I have. So is there any other business?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
I did too.
Okay, the library board. That is the board that's got the term limits? Okay.
Yes.
And my question was, did we ever finish the fire and police building up here on the repairs where the car went through it? Did we ever get
Yes.
totally done?
Is that completed, Mike?
I'm sorry.
The hole in your department, have they been completed on that one?
Everything
Belfour?
done inside out, we're
Belfour,
done with it.
I don't think it has been completed. Belfour?
That's a good question. Myself and Deputy Albright met with the construction company that's doing the work. You talking about at Station 1?
Station 1, yes.
Station
The
one,
culvert
where you had the
where the
vehicle
truck went
that
through
intruded.
Yes.
The hole.
We met with them on Friday of last week. They came out to the station. We did a walkthrough. We showed them what has not been done and what has been partially done. Since that day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they have been Johnny on the spot. They have come out, they have repaired things that we've been waiting on for months. The photographs were taken and sent in to the insurance company on the side of the building so they can try to get that to match now. I've got floor guys coming out, I believe, tomorrow to look at the 2 offices to replace the tile in those floors. Sheetrock's up, electrical's up, lights, fixtures, everything. So we're about 90% complete on that project, okay, right now, the way it sits. I've got another guy from the company coming out to look at the handrail that was destroyed for replacement, make sure it's ADA compliant and such. So we're seeing more in the past week than we've seen in the last several months.
6 months
I
at
know
least.
Mr. Miller, myself, Mr. Albright, my deputy chief, we have been riding them hard, very hard. Me and Mr. Miller have been in many conversations with the contractor on the phone. I think that the meeting Friday was very productive, and basically we just kind of laid everything out in a very polite way, but we got our message across. So it's coming together. Hopefully within the next month, hopefully we'll be completed. We'll notify the baby box representative. I'll get with Pastor Beard, and he's going to come out and do the blessing of the box, as well as the other folks coming down from the company with the baby box. We'll send out invitations to the mayor and council and to other news media outlets to come in. We want a lot of good publicity off this. This is a great thing that we're seeing work across the state of Tennessee. Currently, right now, there's only 2 boxes, one at Chattanooga, one here that's almost it's in service, but it can't go in service until it's been blessed. Chattanooga's already had one baby surrendered in their box. I think about a month after it was blessed. So we're almost there. It's been a long ride. It's been an uncomfortable ride with the damage that was done to the building, but we've all stood together, and I think we're going to see a positive outcome.
The only thing I can say, if we ever have an event like this again, I'm not going to be around, but I hope you don't use the same contractor, because they have severely dragged their feet on this, and and Mike knows it, and Mike's going to be around, so there are other companies out there, but these guys have really been like pulling teeth from these guys. Been unbelievable.
I agree.
Anything else, council?
Any other questions?
Thank y'all. I wish everyone a very safe and happy Halloween. This meeting is adjourned.
Hey.